Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that every dollar you earn is already spoken for. Your paycheck arrives, the mortgage company takes its cut, the car payment takes its share, credit cards grab a piece, insurance companies line up, subscriptions quietly drain the rest. And before you know it, you're counting the days until the next paycheck. Sound familiar? Here's the scary part. Most people think they're trapped because they don't make enough money. But that's usually not the real problem. In fact, there are people earning $40,000 a year who are financially stable. And there are people earning $250,000 a year who are drowning in debt. The difference isn't income. The difference is understanding a system that most people never see. A system designed to keep you running faster and faster without ever getting ahead. Today, we're going to uncover what I call the money trap. Once you see it, you'll never look at money the same way again. And more importantly, you'll learn how to escape it. Let's begin. The invisible treadmill. Picture a stick man standing on a treadmill. At first, it's moving slowly. No problem. He keeps up easily. Then, something interesting happens. He gets a raise at work. His income increases. Great news, right? So he upgrades his apartment, buys a nicer car, starts eating at better restaurants, maybe takes on a few monthly subscriptions. Nothing crazy. Just small improvements. But now, his treadmill starts moving faster. A few years later, he gets another raise. Again, more money. Again, a slightly bigger lifestyle. And again, the treadmill speeds up. This cycle continues for years. More income, more spending, more obligations, more pressure. Eventually, he looks around and realizes something shocking. Despite earning far more than he did 10 years ago, he doesn't feel financially free. In fact, he feels more stressed, more trapped, more dependent on his next paycheck. This phenomenon has a name: lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the most powerful financial traps in modern society. The moment most people earn more, they spend more. Not because they have to, because it feels natural. After all, what's the point of making more money if you can't enjoy it? That's exactly how the trap works. The upgrades feel harmless. One at a time, they're almost invisible. A slightly nicer apartment. A slightly newer car. A slightly more expensive vacation. But over time, these tiny decisions create enormous fixed expenses. And fixed expenses are dangerous. Because every fixed expense becomes a monthly obligation. An obligation that follows you regardless of whether you're happy, tired, sick, or burned out. The more obligations you create, the less freedom you have. Eventually, your life becomes expensive to maintain. And that's when the treadmill becomes a prison. The car payment illusion. Let's talk about one of the biggest financial traps in America: cars. Now, before anyone gets angry, this isn't about whether you should own a nice vehicle. This is about understanding the math. Imagine two people, Jake and Mike. Both earn the same salary. Jake buys a $20,000 used car. Mike buys a $60,000 new vehicle. The dealership tells Mike something interesting. Don't worry about the price. Just focus on the monthly payment. And that's where the trap begins. Most people don't buy based on price. They buy based on monthly payments. That's a huge difference. Because when you focus only on the monthly number, expensive things suddenly appear affordable. A $60,000 vehicle doesn't sound affordable, But $699 per month? That feels manageable. So people sign. Then they sign again and again, year after year, always carrying a car payment, always sending money to someone else, always treating debt as normal. Meanwhile, Jake drives his reliable used car. The money he doesn't spend goes somewhere else. Maybe investments, maybe savings, maybe assets. 10 years later, the gap between them becomes enormous. Not because Jake earned more, because Jake kept more. And that's a lesson many people never learn. Building wealth isn't just about income. It's about keeping money long enough for it to grow. The credit card game. Now, let's discuss one of the most profitable businesses on earth: credit cards. Used correctly, credit cards can be useful tools. But for millions of people, they're financial quicksand. Here's why. Imagine you walk into a store with $100 cash. You immediately feel the cost of spending. You physically watch the money leave your hands. There's emotional resistance. But swipe a card? Different story. Psychologically, the pain disappears. Researchers have studied this effect for years. People consistently spend more when using cards than cash. Why? Because the transaction feels less real. And that's exactly what makes credit cards so powerful. They separate the pleasure of buying from the pain of paying. You enjoy the purchase today, the bill arrives later. Future you becomes responsible for current you's decisions, and future you usually isn't happy about it. This creates a dangerous cycle. A small balance becomes a larger balance. Interest gets added. Then more interest. Then more. Before long, people find themselves making payments without reducing the actual debt. It's like trying to empty a swimming pool with a coffee cup while someone keeps turning on the hose. The system isn't designed to help you become debt-free quickly. The system is designed to keep balances alive, because balances generate profits. And the longer those balances survive, the more money the banks make. That's why understanding debt isn't optional. It's essential. Every dollar paid in interest is a dollar that can't build your future. Every dollar of interest is money working for someone else's wealth instead of your own. Here's the good news. The money trap isn't permanent. Most financial problems don't disappear overnight, but they can be solved one decision at a time. You don't need a six-figure income to start building wealth. You need a system that keeps more of your money working for you. Because financial freedom isn't about looking rich. It's about having choices. The choice to leave a job you hate. The choice to spend more time with your family. The choice to live life on your own terms. And it starts by understanding the game. Because once you understand the game, you stop being the player and start becoming the one who wins.